In the quiet, leafy suburb of Westfield, New Jersey, the Brody family moved into their dream home, a charming two-story Victorian house with floorboards that whispered stories of its past with every creak. Margaret and her husband James, along with their two young daughters, Sophie and Anne, on their first night, as they unpacked, they felt the usual blend of excitement and fatigue. But as night fell, Margaret was overcome by a sense of unease. It wasn't just the unfamiliar creaks or the echo of footsteps in empty rooms. It was something deeper, something that whispered, "We are not alone." Days passed, and soon the feeling became tangible. It began with an anonymous letter in the mailbox. It read, "Dear new residents of 217 Elm Street, I have been watching this house for generations. Welcome. You are now part of the family I cherish." Margaret read it aloud, her heart pounding. James dismissed it as a prank, crumpling the letter and tossing it aside. But Margaret couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The next morning, another letter arrived, this time more detailed. It mentioned their daughters by name, their favorite toys, and the things they liked. "I see them, the bright-eyed little ones. Keep them safe, or I will." The letters kept coming, each more menacing than the last. James installed security cameras, and Margaret stayed up late, watching out the window for any sign of the culprit. But no one came, and the cameras reveal nothing, only shadows shifting on the lawn under the street light's glow. One night, unable to sleep, Margaret tiptoed downstairs for a glass of water. Standing by the kitchen sink, she looked out the window and froze. Across the yard, illuminated by the dim glow of the neighbor's porch light, a figure stood. They didn't move, didn't wave, just stared at her with a rigid, unmoving presence. She blinked, and the figure was gone. The police were called, but no sign of an intruder was found. However, they did discover something else. A small hidden panel behind an old shelf in the basement. Inside were old, tattered papers from decades ago, detailing stories of disappearances in the neighborhood, all tied to the same address. And one name stood out. The watcher. The Brody family left the house the next morning and never returned. The identity of the watcher remained a mystery, a shadow haunting that home for generations. This story was inspired by a real event in Westfield, New Jersey, where a family received anonymous, disturbing letters after moving into their new home.